Welcome to beautiful Puerto Vallarta. Today we're exploring the town of Puerto Vallarta on a tour to showcase some of the highlights. So come along with me and I will show you what we see. In this video, I'm sharing our experience visiting Puerto Vallarta on a Norwegian Cruise Line excursion. Along the way, I'll share some of the main attractions, other things you can see and do in the port, and my overall thoughts of this tour. But before I get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more of my cruise videos coming soon. If you're new here, we took a Mexican Riviera cruise and our second stop of this itinerary was in Puerto Vallarta, located in the Jalisco state of the Pacific coast. This is a popular resort town with a huge variety of attractions and activities to keep visitors busy. We went on the Discover Puerto Vallarta tour with Norwegian, and it actually took us to a few of the top attractions in the area. So let's jump into the tour now. We were docked at this port, which made getting off the ship much easier, and since we had a later arrival time, we had a nice leisurely morning watching the ship arrive and dock, and we were able to go for a leisurely breakfast before disembarking. To get to our tour, we walked through the port area and found the tour operator holding our Discover Puerto Vallarta sign. Then we were loaded into a bus and on our way to our first destination, the Malecon. We are currently on the Malecon, which is a beautiful boardwalk area that stretches out a few miles along the water. There are shops, restaurants, and plenty of statues to see here, and it's a beautiful spot if you want to come and enjoy lunch, dinner, or drinks. The Malecon is a mile-long boardwalk in the central area of Puerto Vallarta and is currently ranked the #1 thing to do in Puerto Vallarta on TripAdvisor. There are many attractions and activities in this area, including various stores and shopping, merchants selling souvenirs and different street foods, and interesting statues and art to check out and take photos with. And close to the center of the boardwalk is also the Puerto Vallarta sign, which as you can see is a major tourist attraction. If you want to get a photo with this sign, you might be waiting a while if there are cruises in town, because this area gets quite busy as you can see here. We enjoyed the tour in the area and a bit of free time that we had to look around and take photos before heading to the next area as a group. As part of this tour, we went to a jewelry store for our free margarita and to use the restrooms. And then we walked through an area with beautiful street art and murals. They were so colorful and very high quality. Next up was the Church of Our Lady Guadaloupe. This Catholic church is located in the center of the town square. It's open daily for worship and on Saturdays has service in both English and Spanish. The church was built between 1930 and 1940 on the original foundations of a chapel dedicated to Our Lady Guadaloupe in 1901. This church is not only an attraction for tourists due to its beautiful historic architecture and details, but it's also a very popular place for worship for locals. If you're in the area, add this to your list of attractions to visit as it makes for beautiful photos and the history is very interesting as well. We just visited a beautiful church and it was very ornate inside. As you can see, this is a very busy area and there are tons of cruise tours going right now. We continued our walking tour through the old town, and our next destination was a restaurant where we could have lunch or we could use that time to explore on our own. We chose to explore on our own and made our way over the bridge to the Cuale River Island. This island has existed since the 1920s when the river forked into two separate directions, leaving the island in the center. Today, the island is used as a park and ecological area and also a market. We are on our final stop of the tour today, and that is through a market area. There are tons of stalls here selling souvenirs, handicrafts, clothing, and it is just a beautiful area to explore. This is a beautiful area, and I loved how colorful it was. If you were looking for souvenirs, I'd suggest checking out this location, especially because it wasn't as busy as some of the other stops on our tour. Alright, we are in our actual final location here on this tour, and it is the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta. So let's go explore what this area has to offer. Mosaic Park is a relatively new attraction in Puerto Vallarta. Previously, this park wasn't a place you'd want to spend a lot of time in from what we hear, but a local artist transformed the park with a beautiful installation. The entire park was covered in beautiful mosaic tile designs. The park is also a federally protected landmark, so it can't be demolished for development, and offers a great place for locals and visitors to spend some time in the heart of the city. The designs are bright and cheerful, and also a great place to snap some photos. The beach area is also another area to visit in Puerto Vallarta. Here you can dine at one of the beachfront restaurants, or you can spend the day in a beach lounger to enjoy the sun or the shade under an umbrella for a peaceful beach day. It's also a great spot to go for a walk along the beach or the beach boardwalk. And in the downtown area of the romantic zone, you can find even more restaurants and shopping. So if you want to dine out or explore this area, you could easily spend a day walking around this part of town. It's also very picturesque, with pretty street decorations and painted buildings. And if you know anything about us, you know that we love to try out new breweries. And while we were walking through the romantic zone, we found one, Monzon Brewing Company. Inside, we sat at the bar and shared a flight sampling 5 of their beers. We really enjoyed their light beers the most. And it was very fun to visit a local Mexican brewery. It was a great atmosphere, and we would highly recommend coming here for a flight. After the brewery, we hustled back to our meeting point and boarded the coach back to the port. If you're visiting Puerto Vallarta via a cruise, there are many shops and attractions right at the port area, so you don't even have to go very far if you don't want to. We made our way back onto the ship and through security a couple hours before all aboard, which meant we had some time on board while the ship was still pretty empty to enjoy the amenities. And now I wanted to share my overall thoughts of our excursion here in Puerto Vallarta. Really, as tours are concerned, this one was pretty good. People were generally on time. We were able to get to all of the locations that were on our itinerary and spend the time that we wanted to there, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of the authentic area and less of the tourist attractions, but that's what you get when you're taking a tour. We really enjoyed the Discover Puerto Vallarta tour and thought that it gave a great overview of the city. If you don't want to take a tour through the ship, you could easily venture out on your own or take a locally arranged tour if you want to explore beyond the port area. And if you're interested in checking out some of the other ports or the rest of our cruise experience, I've shared videos highlighting what we got up to on the Norwegian Bliss, what we did in Los Cabos, and coming soon I'll be sharing what we saw in Mazatlan and Ensenada. Well, I hope this video can be helpful for you if you're planning your own trip to Puerto Vallarta. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos coming soon. Bye!